Welcome everyone, today we have a new guide for Diablo 4. In this video, we're looking into some of the best ways to get more legendaries in the Diablo 4 server slam. So I'll be going through 4 different methods of farming more legendaries, and also what are the ways to gamble for legendaries, what are the ways of resetting dungeons for legendaries, how to farm the new sellers, and also how to go back to the level 35 monster, and also how to farm this one. We'll also be using our previous guides and also notes and also the official information that is updated on certain parts of the game. We'll be going back to some of our previous videos as well, because those provide us with a lot of guides and also information on how to get the most legendaries out of the game. So coming over to our notes, if you want to read the full article, come over to the links below and also come over to the website to read the full article. So as you guys know, we only have 2 days for the Diablo server slam, and I want to prepare this guide for myself and for everyone to get the most legendaries out of this, because we know the legendary drop rate will be much lower. We're experiencing the no more drop rate. So previously we were getting like 300% more drop rate in the open beta. Now we'll briefly go through my 4 methods of getting more legendaries in the game. One of the first and also the best way to get more legendaries is of course to get more Obols. Obols, the item currency that is used to farm and the item currency that's used for gambling. So over here you can see we have one of the AFK farming method with one of the Necromancer build. So if you come over to this video, we actually have a build to stand over there and just farm a lot of Obols. And if you guys haven't seen our previous video, we also will be resetting events and also farming more. And there's the link for this one if you want to have a look. Now there's a few things I do want to highlight. One of the things is, in this particular video, we actually talk about the update changes of Diablo 4, and we also talk about in this article. There are a lot of things that was updated since the open beta. The first one is the spawn rate of the event chance in the dungeons is changed from 10% to 60%. And this means you want to be farming events in the dungeons. And what I do on the second part is we talk about how to reset and also farm dungeons. Now after getting more Obols in the game, I really do want to come over here and also stress out what are the best items you should be gambling for different type of legendary aspects. Now we do have 2 videos that we talk about this one, so this video was the first one and this video is the second one, which I went into things into more details. The videos were using the previous rates, so the rates of finding a legendary will be much lower, but the rates of gambling is still the same. So what I recommend is come over here to those 2 videos to have a look. As a brief summary, you can go with offense for gloves. So if you're looking for offense legendary aspects, you want to gamble in gloves. Now if you want more mobility and also more utility aspects, we can go for boots or we can go for the gloves. And finally, if you're going for resource aspects or maybe defense aspects, you can go with helmet and also pants. So this way, you can get the most value out of your Obols, because each items will actually cost differently as you go gambling for them for the legendaries. Now coming over to a second method. We mentioned earlier there is an increase of event rate in the dungeons, so the second method will be for farming events. If you haven't seen our previous video, we actually talk about farming events and also how to reset events. So I'll briefly touch up on this one. We'll be using the 60-second method, which will be teleporting out with an emote and also exiting the dungeon without opening a teleportation point. And this will ideally allow us to farm the dungeons multiple times and also pretty much do what we do in the previous videos and also guides. Now knowing that it's a 60% event spawn rate, I actually need to color this one. So knowing that it's a 60% event spawn rate, this is actually a really good method, because you'll be farming monsters in a high density dungeon, you'll also be farming for events. So every 5 minutes you can be farming 1 dungeon, and this means you're getting legendaries from monsters, you're also getting Obols from the events. And of course guys, because we have just talked about this in the previous video, I'm not going to go on too much about it. We'll have the links available for you guys if you want to have a look. Now coming over to a third method of getting more legendaries. This is going to be a new one and I really want to test it out. So in the patch notes, the developer have said they have increased the sellers to a massive drop zone. So this is a hidden gem to be testing for farming legendaries and also unique items, also rare items. And want to be testing in the server slam and also for the official launch. So you can see the patch notes. The sellers now have an increased chance of spawning dungeon events. The sellers now contain a chest upon completion. The sellers is likely going to be able to be resetted, and the sellers will guarantee with an elite monster. So those are the 4 top things. And if you find sellers, it's much more beneficial to go into them, because you can be spawning dungeon events, which will be spawning monsters and also Obols. And you can also be finding elites in the sellers. Together with a chest and also the possibility of resetting sellers, this can be really good. So over here, I decided to find the interactive map for Diablo 4, and we can see there are 27 cellars and also 20 fixed event locations. And you can see the warp points around the map for the first zone for factory peaks. So what you can do is you can look at the cellars, which are the little box things over here, and the red dots are the events. And once the server launch, the serverless name is out, and once I get enough levels, I'll be farming for those. I'll be making a guide for you guys of which of the teleportation to go, what is the route of farming most of those things. Because I want to pick up like 4 sellers in a row, and then teleport to the next point, and then pick up like 3 sellers, then go to the next point. And this way, maybe within 1 hour, we can be farming like 5 or 10 legendaries. Hopefully, right? We want to check the rate, we want to be farming for more items. And this can be really good if you're looking to sell and farming together with event farming, because there will be locations that spawns constantly with different events, and there will be sellers. Now finally, coming over to the trick method that we have tried in back with open beta, is to come over to a special location to be farming the elite level 35 monster. If you guys are wondering, this monster is spawned over here where my mouse is on the map. I've just forgot to show you guys. So I'm sure most of you know this, right? So this is the video we talk about farming this monster and also how to lower the item level. So what's happening is, if you farm this monster, you are guaranteed to drop at least one of the maces, which is a one-hand mace. And you also drop other rare items and even legendaries of a very high item level. So sometimes they drop item level 450, 460 items, and this could be very good. Now, of course, guys, those items are locked behind the item level requirement, and usually, for level 20 characters, you can't really use them, right? But if the beta is not changed or the server slam is not changed, we can lower the item level. So in this video, we'll actually talk about this in more details, so we don't have to talk about too much over here. So basically what you do is, you find legendaries, you extract the legendaries for their aspects, and then you craft the legendary aspects onto the rare items. And you can even craft legendaries onto legendary items, and this will lower the item level of the current item. So basically, we're scaling down the item level while keeping all the good stats, and this is a trick method. But in order to do this, you need a lot of legendaries. So this is why I'm saving this method to the last, because we need a lot of legendaries for extracting and then crafting for this method. Now hopefully you guys found those 4 methods helpful, and once the server slime is live and once I get to level 20, I'll be trying all 4 of those, and to let you know which is the best method to be getting a lot of legendaries and also to try different builds for the server slime. And let us know guys in the comments which of the method would you be trying and which of the class are you going to be trying, because some classes will be much harder to be farming and some other classes it could be a little easier, just like the Necromancer. I can be standing over here and getting a lot of loots. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.